Being in a hospital can be a scary experience for patients. Whether you're waiting for a diagnosis or receiving treatment for an illness, your time spent in a hospital could be filled with uncertainty about what will come next. For some patients, these concerns are as dire as, how will this disease affect my life, my family's life, or how much longer do I have? Even with the latest medical advancements of the 21st century, sometimes medication or surgery alone to treat a physical illness isn't enough to restore a patient's mental well-being. A good physician recognizes that healthy is a combination of physical, mental, and spiritual wellness, and that no one domain is more important than the other two. As a volunteer at UPMC Shadyside, I provide mental well-being through our art therapy program, The Healing Wall. The Healing Wall is a collection of over 500 ceramic tiles painted by patients on our oncology units. Sometimes a patient's family or friends will help them paint a tile or paint their own. Anyone in need of a creative release is encouraged to participate. Each week, I pack bags filled with art supplies and deliver them to the patients. Here's an inside look at the materials. When I began my first day of volunteering, my director told me that the program had been inactive for a year, as they had no volunteer to stick with this program. I wondered why. Surely I could not be the only volunteer who liked art. The reason became clear to me when she took me to visit the wall. Gazing over the sea of colorful tiles was a humbling experience. All of these tiles held stories from people whose lives were changed or taken by cancer. Some tiles depicted family members, pets, thank you notes, motivational sayings. No two tiles were alike. I'll never forget the first tile that she showed me, which reads simply in black paint, "Dear Cindy, you put up a good fight, but the big C was just too much. I miss you. Love, Paul." Standing in front of this endless gallery of stories, my director began to tear up, saying that tiles like these are the reason we keep the wall going. People need an outlet for their feelings of stress, sadness, anger, hurt, along with happiness, relief, and love. So though I get to meet many wonderful people during my volunteering, and am lucky enough to hear all sorts of stories coming from all different walks of life, I'll share one conversation that I will never forget. This story is one of a preschool teacher who was admitted to the oncology unit with a suspected cancer. When I visited their room and explained the Healing Wall project to them, they immediately began to cry and gave me a hug. They said that they had been feeling scared and alone as they were not from the Pittsburgh area, and even that they were not sure they would live to see another day, but that painting a tile would give them hope and something to share with their preschool students once they made their determined return to school. I sat with this patient for a while and kept them company while they painted a blue butterfly. Their favorite color is blue, and they had been teaching their students about the life cycle of butterflies before their admission to the hospital. We talked for a while about their students and their eagerness to absorb any information presented to them, including Spanish vocabulary and the names of countries on a map. Suddenly, the doctor entered the room and said he had the results of the patient's tests. I stood up to leave, but they told me to stay for the news. Luckily, the results were negative for cancer, and the patient began to sob, tears of joy. I'll never forget the immense relief and joy I felt in that moment, though I'm sure they felt it 1,000 times more. Eventually, this patient did return to their preschool teaching, and each week I get to look at the blue butterfly on the Healing Wall, remember the time that we spent together, and just how much painting that tile meant to them. I am now a part of this patient's life story, as much as they are a part of mine, and this is all through the healing power of art.